Mr. President, over the last few weeks, we've all had a chance, my colleagues and I, to spend extra time in our states talking to our constituents and reporting back on what we've been doing for the American people here in Washington. And Republicans have a lot of good news to share. Among the things we've already delivered for the American people is permanent tax relief for working families, real security at our southern border, critical support for America's farmers and ranchers, and we're just getting started. I always appreciate being able to travel South Dakota far and wide during these state work periods. It's a pleasure to visit communities around the state and hear directly from South Dakotans about the issues our country is facing. Mr. President, summertime is fair season in South Dakota, which means agriculture is front and center. I stopped by the Turner County Fair in Parker, the Sioux Empire Fair in Sioux Falls, the Central States Fair in Rapid City. On Monday, I was at the State Fair in Huron, South Dakota. Senator Hoeven came south for the Brown County Fair in Aberdeen, where he joined me for a great discussion on the support for farmers and ranchers we provided in the One Big Beautiful Bill. And of course, I made sure that he got the famous Tubby Burger, which is a favorite at the Brown County Fair. At Dakota Fest in Mitchell, I joined Senator Rounds and Congressman Johnson for the Farm Bureau's annual Ag Policy Forum. We discussed how farmers are still struggling with high input costs and depressed commodity prices, causing upside-down margins for their operations. While crop yields are strong and the One Big Beautiful Bill adjusted reference prices to ensure that commodity programs more closely reflect market conditions, there's more work to do. That includes boosting agriculture through trade opportunities and increased market access. We had a lot to report to farmers and ranchers about the One Big Beautiful Bill, from strengthening commodity programs and crop insurance, to supporting livestock producers facing losses, to raising the exemption threshold to save more farms and ranches from the death tax. And we're going to keep on working to build up strong family farms and ranches in America. Mr. President, I also had the opportunity to visit some small towns in South Dakota, walk down the Main Street, and meet small business owners in these communities. In Hoven, South Dakota, I stopped into Salon 54, Brew 54, and more, and the Plains Commerce Bank on Main Street. I also stopped into City Hall, one of my favorite ways to learn about a community's needs and how I can help. In Mobridge, I toured the local hospital and attended an event supporting small businesses with Grow South Dakota. In Akipton, small businesses aren't always easy to run, but they're the backbone of our communities. Mr. Bob's Drive-In and Shorty's One Stop in Selby are two more small businesses that I visited this past month. I also stopped by Bauer's Super Value, Buttercup's Coffee Shop, and Blondie's Tables and Taps in Faulkton, South Dakota. Mr. President, it was a great way to catch up with entrepreneurs, workers, and customers at these small businesses. And there's a lot of good news in the One Big Beautiful Bill for small businesses and their employees. No tax on tips and overtime is welcome news to servers, busboys, bartenders, and the millions of workers who earn tips or put in extra hours to earn overtime pay. And permanent tax relief in this bill means lower tax bills for working families in every corner of South Dakota. For small businesses, permanent tax relief will help free up cash to invest in their workers and grow their businesses. And investment incentives like bonus depreciation will help businesses, farmers, and ranchers invest in new equipment for their operations. Mr. President, I had a lot of good conversations these last few weeks, but some of my favorite moments come when I have a chance to just say thank you. I had the opportunity to do that a few times this last month. I met with first responders from the Aberdeen Fire Rescue and law enforcement officers from the Rapid City Police Department and Pennington County Sheriff's Office to thank them for serving. I got to participate in annual Ag Appreciation events at the Sioux Empire Fair and the Central States Fair, shaking hands with hardworking farmers and ranchers. And it was humbling to reflect on the service of South Dakotans past and present at the Battleship South Dakota Memorial Day of Honor, and to be on hand for the 28th Bomb Wing Change of Command ceremony at Ellsworth Air Force Base. Mr. President, it's been a busy few weeks back home in South Dakota, and for all my colleagues as they moved across their states these last few weeks. And now, it's going to be a busy few weeks here in Washington. We're setting our country up for a stronger and more prosperous future. And I can't wait to see the benefits for my state of South Dakota and for our entire country.